Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott from Fun Spot here. I'm at the almost ready to open Altitude Trampoline Park in East Cobb, Marietta, Georgia, and excited to show you some of the neat things they've got going on here. First off, we've got this fantastic kids court with some soft play pieces into the foam pit. We've got a amazing looking soft play structure here. We've got our wipeout over there. Got our main court. And by the way, we're here. We're going to be interviewing the owners of this trampoline park on our podcast that you'll hear shortly. But we just wanted to give you a little video introduction here. Got a great dodgeball court. Again, the other side of main court. Love those jump boxes. The kids love getting on those, playing on those and jumping off. Over here, we've got a bouldering wall and a battle beam over the foam pit. Really looking good. Fantastic looking trapeze and then triple entry foam pit. Look at all that foam. Lots of great color. Some other couple of neat things we've got going over here. Got a racing zip line right there, so you can race your friends down so you get to the end fastest. We've got some pretty exciting new trampoline mats for our performance trampoline. See that? Those look pretty swell. We've got basketball, slam dunk. We've got Rugged Interactives cardio wall duo, freestyle duo. Pretty cool. Got a stunt jump. Don't want to be jumping into it right now because the airbag's not inflated, but when it is, that'll be exciting to jump into. And then this is something that I'm going to show you, even though it's not finished, but this is what's coming here next week. We'll be finished with it. It's called Power Play, and it's going to have an air track down there in the on the concrete, a 6-inch air track that gives you a little bit of bounce. Pretty exciting. I've got 3 targets there and then 3 targets over there. So kind of a shootout style soccer type game. Really excited to show you that when it's finished. We've also got Valo Climb, which is a projector up there. Projects onto the climbing structure, and you play some games. Quite a lot of fun. Here in this park, we have 2 mezzanines. There's one mezzanine, and then I'll go out here, show you the second mezzanine. Again, great looking park, really good, clean sight lines. This was a dig down park, so we don't have no platforms. You notice I didn't walk up any stairs to get here. But you notice back here, we've got a large mezzanine and party rooms there as well. So really excited about this park, really excited to get this open. This has been a 3-year process for the owners. You'll hear them talk about that in the podcast. For those of you who are seeing this as the intro to a podcast, for some it may be that you're just watching my video. And that's okay, but you can check out the podcast at townhall.funspot.com if this video is not linked to that. And I do just want to say last, we have got Valo Jump right here. Not turned on right this second, but pretty neat interactive augmented reality game from Valo Motion. So again, thanks everybody for all your support during these times. If there's anything we can do for you, please hit us up at townhall.funspot.com or just on our website at funspot.com. And we look forward to seeing you or talking to you very soon. Hey, we're here with Shahista, Shahzad, and SJ. They are the owners of the Altitude Trampoline Park in Skokie, Illinois, and now getting ready to open up their second park in East Cobb, Georgia, near Marietta. And so we wanted to sit down with them for a few minutes and just talk about their experience as park owners, and then also, how it's been opening up this second new park. So welcome, guys. Glad you're here.
Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for having us.
So Shahista, maybe you could tell us a little bit about your initial experience in the trampoline industry, kind of how you got to decide to open up a trampoline park.
Sure. So my husband and I kind of did some research, looked at a couple of franchises, and decided that Altitude was probably our best bet. It was more family friendly, loved the colors of it, and decided to open our first park in about June of 2018 in Skokie, Illinois. Now we're on our way to open our second park, and it's been a journey, but we're getting there.
That's great. So, so you've had a park open for about 2 years. So maybe tell us a little bit about what that experience has been like, because you don't live in Chicago area.
Yes. So
That's been like.
actually live in the Atlanta area, and it's been great. A lot of traveling, a lot of background work, but it's been phenomenal. Of course, right now we've been closed for COVID, but once we're opening up, we're hoping all our customers come back and we can provide great customer service.
Yeah, that's great. So as owners who don't live in the town where your park is, can you talk a little bit about your selection of a general manager and kind of how that's been important to the success of your park?
Yeah, sure. So definitely need somebody who is very strong, reliable, and trustworthy. We've had a lot of luck in Skokie and found two great general managers that have run the park with their heart and soul. With that being said, it's definitely important to find somebody that's been in the trampoline industry, somebody that's got that experience, and somebody that can provide phenomenal customer service at that point, just because we want to make sure that the community is well versed and that the community enjoys our location.
That's awesome. So I'm glad you've been able to find some good people there. What are some of the possible challenges that you encountered over the last 2 years? If you had some advice for people who are looking to get into the trampoline adventure park industry as owner operators, whether that's independent or franchise, what were some of the learnings that you've had? Maybe some things you wish someone had coached you through?
A lot of it has to do with training. You have to be very equipped to be able to train your staff. Of course, if you have somebody that's been working in the trampoline industry for a while, they know exactly what they're doing and they're able to train their staff. But it's very important to have a staff that you can rely on and a staff that knows exactly what they're doing, whether they're cashiers, whether they're party hosts, or whether they're court monitors. It's important that they know the ins and outs of the industry and they can provide customers what makes them feel comfortable while they're at our park.
I love how you focus on the customer, and as I've known you for the past about year and a half in my role with Fun Spa, as we've designed this East Cobb Park, just that customer service focus and making sure that the park is everything that the customers would want is really come through as I've worked with you. So that focus really, I know, has paid off in the Skokie Park, and I fully expect to also pay off here. Has it always been in your plan to open up a second park?
Yes, it has. We've loved the East Cobb location and feel like the Marietta area does need a park with newer attractions. We do have a lot of new attractions that the industry in Atlanta does not have currently. We also do have a parents' lounge. We have dedicated birthday party areas that can be beneficial to the East Cobb and Marietta locations.
That's awesome. So I know this has been quite a process to get to opening, a couple of years, right?
Yes, we've actually been working on this location for about 3 years. Actually, prior to Skokie, we've been working on this location. Skokie just came through and worked out pretty well. But it's been about 3 years. It has been a journey, but definitely looking forward to it.
If it's okay, I'll ask a question. This is Al. So today is our first non-video, true video, edition of the Tuesday Town Hall. So we're pretty excited about this. But we do have two gentlemen here, and we want to make sure that they understand that we all have an understanding of exactly what their roles are and everything. Now, this is a two-parter question. You guys do have two parks now. So what did you learn from opening your first park that you brought to the process of opening your second park, and who wants to answer that one?
Okay. Definitely the locations of the attractions is definitely something that we've learned from our first park. The way that the East Cobb Park has been designed is we kind of cater to the younger kids towards the front of the park and the older kids towards the back of the park, only so parents have a great visual of being able to see their younger ones and monitor them. Of course, we do have court monitors across the park and that are taking a look at these kids the whole time, but it's always nice to see your child on a first-hand basis.
Awesome. And so what about like you were talking about, you had some of you just said the features and things like that were what really helped you out opening your second park. What were some of the features that you wanted to add to this park that maybe you had your eye on after your first park?
Well, I know we were looking to make this more of a next generation park, and with the help of Scott and Fun Spot, we were able to definitely accomplish that. A lot of things where we were able to add with technology and augmented reality, like the Valo Climb and the Valo Jump. I think it really enhances our park and brings a new attraction. It's not just a physical atmosphere here; it's a physical and a digital games that you're playing at this point. So it's not just the usual main courts and dodgeball and the basic stuff that they're used to, but it truly is a next generation park. We're adding realistic and the tech world together, and I think that's really a new attraction for these kids that they haven't seen before.
And if there's one thing about this particular park that we're sitting in right now in Marietta, Georgia, what would you say is your favorite attraction for your own personal self?
For my personal self, I think it might have to be between the performance trampoline, of course, because just the extent of the height you can get out of there, the altitude you can get there, the ability to walk on the wall, and between that and the augmented reality wall. The Valo Climb wall is something that I've looked at and seen videos for a couple of years ago, and the fact that it was an international thing and we were finally able to get it into our park was a very big thing for me, because I definitely know that's where the industry is headed. And as much as the physical aspect is great, I think the digital aspect is just as important.
Awesome.
I'm trying to get Shazad over here. Come on, Shazad. We need you to answer your favorite attraction, buddy. Come on. What's your favorite attraction?
What do you say? Velo jump and Velo climb.
You like the Valo jump and the Valo climb?
Yeah.
All right. And
he's
still
with
with
the Valo Jump, especially because he can play like 2-player games, and his son's there with him, so they can kind of play with each other at the same time. And
Of course.
and even with the Valo Climb, they were able to play a co-op game. They played a versus game. So there's different options in there, which is very helppful.
I love that.
I do like the open floor plan you have in here. You can see the whole park. It's a sizable park, but the way that it's laid out, so kudos to everybody, Scott and everybody at this table, for laying this out this way, because we were talking about it earlier, there's no features that are hidden. There's not one thing that you can't see. So I'm sure that when the kiddos come in here, their eyes are going to be super big. They're going to be super big, like, oh my gosh, I want to go all the way back there and then work my way up.
And I think that was a big thing for us too, is making sure that we did the pits and dug into the ground rather than doing the platforms. Aesthetic wise and visually, as soon as you walk in, you feel that energy, not only the altitude colors, but the park itself. You kind of feel the attractions. You kind of see from the entrance what everything's happening at the back end, and I think it speaks a lot for the way that Fun Spot had designed the park for us.
Yeah, there's two different ways to design and build a park. One is to take the concrete and dig down 3 foot and 5 foot for your pits. The other is to build up a platform 3 foot or 5 foot. And there's pros and cons to both. And that's one of the things that we work with our customers with from the building design standpoint. Interestingly enough, the building we're in now here in East Cobb, Marietta, was a former ice skating rink. And so the locals know it as the ice skating rink. So one, it's a great opportunity to say, hey, we were in the former Marietta ice rink, and so people know where it is. But then it's just a neat building. It's a span building. We didn't have to contend with columns in the middle. So there's just some really neat opportunities here in this particular facility. We're sitting on one of 2 large mezzanines that literally give you a 100% view of the park with no obstructions. I mean, you can sit here and watch a dodgeball game, see the foam pit, the airbag, the power play, the performance trampoline, the zip line, the bouldering wall over foam pit and a battle beam, main court, wipeout, kids court, soft play, Valo jump, Valo climb. I mean, it's not just 3, 4, 5.
It's jam-packed.
It's jam-packed with stuff, and you can see it all right here. And there's the open kind of public party areas, and there's the private party rooms. Really well done, guys. Really excited for you opening. So tell us a little bit about your plans for opening.
Well, our goal was to definitely not only to cater to the kids of all ages, from the toddlers to the teenagers, but also to the parents. That's why we have multiple parents' lounges, we have multiple party areas, private party rooms, and activities for all ages, really. So regardless if you're 2 years old or 20, 30 years old, there's definitely something for you to do, and you're definitely going to have a good time.
53?
As long as you sign the waiver, I'm okay. I think it's fun for everyone, really. Just we all have our own limitations. I think it's really up to the individual.
Yeah, I understand. I read an article this weekend that talked about the families today want to socialize together. And so you see families today who have kids, maybe have a 2, 3, 4-year-old, but then they also have a 14-year-old.
Right.
And so this is a place where there's an opportunity for that whole family to play and for the adults to get in and bounce a little bit as well. And then the older kids in the back, the younger kids in the front. But really, really well done, really well thought out. So
That's a good question. Have you guys jumped on all the trampolines?
I have not. I have a fear of heights, so I haven't done a lot of the stuff.
You just promote heights.
Yes, I just promote it. I've done a few of my kids particularly like the soft play and the valo jump, but I have not done most of them.
How about yourself?
I'm the official test dummy for Altitude East Cobb, so they make me do everything.
How about you?
Yeah, did everything.
You did everything?
Yeah. everything.
What's your favorite?
Velo jump.
Valo jump. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. So let's say that, somebody came in here to look at your park, because I'm sure before you opened your first park, you went into a park and did some research of your own. And you guys are not just park owners, you're multi-business owners. So there's a lot that goes into a lot of moving parts. Not only do you have to get a fun spot, or not only do you have to get the manufacturer or whatever, but you also have to know the business acumen and things like that. So what kind of advice would you give somebody that was thinking of opening their very first park? They're completely green when it comes to this. Like maybe your top 1 to 3 pieces of advice.
Well, I think in any business, you have to have passion for what you do, because at the end of the day, there's going to be so many things coming at you that if you're not passionate about what you do, it won't make a difference of what resources, what brand you're with. At the end of the day, you got to love what you do and got to chase it. And regardless of what comes at you, you got to be able to push through the barricades. Speaking of Altitude East Cobb alone, I think this park took us about 3-4 years just to get things rolling. Maybe only 6 months of construction, but just to get to that point, it took about 3 years. Yeah. And so you got to have the tenacity to get through all of that, for sure. And if we didn't like this location, we didn't believe in the brand, we didn't believe in the concept as much, then we wouldn't have done it. We know that the industry is growing. We know that family entertainment centers are something that's going to be a part of the future. It's a way for people to come together. It's a way for people to be active and get away from their screens. So it just seems like a right fit for us. Being young families, my sister having a couple of kids, we knew we wanted to create a great entertainment area or parks for kids to do these days, and with our area having limited options, it just was the right fit for us.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. You have to be passionate. If you're going to put a lot of passion into something, it has to be fun. And so whenever did you have anything to add to that? Okay. So by the way, we've got a couple nervous people here on the podcast. we got a couple people that are a little bit more than nervous. Anyway, I we ask this question all the time, and it's really just because we like to know for ourselves, but also why Fun Spot? Why would you go with Fun Spot, say, over the others?
I think the people are great, first of all. I think Scott has been so helpful for us that any questions we've had, we've been able to contact him, call him. He's been able to walk through with us. There's been issues we've had with the site. There's been issues we've had with activities. We've had to change a couple of things out. Very resourceful, very helpful, easy to contact, easy to access. To be honest, everyone I've worked with Fun Spot has been very easy to work with. Everyone from Caleb to the trainers to, it's always been a good experience for me. So I've definitely appreciated everything they've done for us.
Awesome.
We love the way that they designed their parks. We realized that they have a lot of attractions that other companies don't have. And of course, we love working with Scott and Caleb and Nate. They've provided us a lot of support during the process, and would definitely recommend them to any other park owners.
Awesome. And then we come in and shove a microphone in front of your face and make you get on a podcast. They're really easy to work with until that Al guy gets involved.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I've started working with you guys 18 months ago when I joined the Fun Spot team, as we were drawing it out and trying to figure it out, and you're working on your lease, and it was still people were still skating on ice 18 months ago. And so what a great journey, and it's always my pleasure just to be able to serve our customers, and because by extension I'm serving your customers, and I get to see lots of happy families and kids and the birthday parties that will be in this facility over the years. So congratulations to you guys, and really all the best of luck. We're here not only for the sale, we're here for the long term. We always say welcome to the family, and I mean, you've already been in the family, but now you're even closer. You're 2 hours away, and so we're excited to get through this time. And I know you guys have implemented a number of additional cleaning procedures and things like that for your customers. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so of course, Altitude Trampoline Park has C3 cleaning procedures that they've implemented, dedicated cleaning staff that we have, everything from consistent sanitization through all-day cleaning. There's a lot of additional checklists that we're a part of, a new reopening tasks that we're, initiating. I'm sure you can add on more to that.
Yeah, so we will be going ahead and doing daily cleaning procedures in terms of fogging to prevent any kind of germ spread for COVID. We will also have a continuous C3 cleaner monitor that would be cleaning the facility from opening to closing. Literally every minute that somebody is in the park will be sanitized. In addition to that, we will have sanitizing stations and wipe stations across the park for people to use for their convenience.
That's great. I know that just having someone visually cleaning is going to be super important, and I like how you've given them a vest, so it's obvious that they're designated and they're the ones that are going to be available, wiping down and cleaning and doing that extra cleaning. One of the things that we're implementing here with you guys is our SUMBA platform. I know you got to experience that for the first time today. Maybe you can give us some initial feedback on what you saw with that. It's for our maintenance and inspection checklist, as well as an e-learning platform.
Yeah, I thought it was a great software. Just from my limited time of working with it, I think it was very comprehensive. I think it's very intuitive. The fact that you're able to document the whole procedure, the whole system, it makes great sense, especially for a place like this. I think the more preventive maintenance we can do, the better we are in the long term. That's what the great thing about this business is. And with the software and the tools available to us, it just makes it even easier.
So this is the first time we've ever done anything with SUMBA. I mean, we've been kind of keeping this under hat. Mm-hmm. This has been kind of close to the chest for us, and so this is the first time we've actually talked out loud about it to anybody outside of this park, and it is going to be a game changer for the industry. So. And you guys do have the other park that SUMBA is not in. So how much of an advantage do you think this park is going to have over your other park that doesn't have SUMBA?
Hands down, from day one, we'll be able to track of everything that is wrong with the park, with the equipment. We'll be able to track what progress we're making with it, whether it's spring changes, trampoline changes. We'll be able to document who's doing the project, what the issues were. We'll have pictures connected to it. Like I said, very easy to use interface, comprehensive, and the fact that we're able to actually document everything from A to Z, it makes a big difference. So if anything ever comes up, we can show that what we've been doing throughout the whole time we've been here. So people know that we are actually maintaining it and we have proof of it.
Yeah, and the proof, I think, especially nowadays in a post-COVID world, Absolutely. Although we're still in a COVID world, but in a post-COVID world, I imagine that there's going to be so many insurance needs for that information to be stored. So, and on top of that, Nate, that you spoke of earlier, you get to see his face on all the videos. So he's going to train all your folks up in person, and then the later staff that comes on, you can train them a little bit easier. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, I think it just kind of simplifies that process. So we basically have laminated QR codes on each attraction, very easy to use. They basically come with an iPad. Our team does, or our manager does, whoever it's assigned to. They have different levels, from court monitors to assistant managers to owners, whoever wants to actually go through the process. Just scan the barcode. It gives them an easy to watch checklist, kind of tells them what to look for, what not to look for, gives them additional information in case they miss something. gives them option to take pictures, gives them option to actually report and even put in ticket requests for higher ups. And the great thing about it is it even kind of links with FunSpot. That way, in case there's an issue, FunSpot's in the loop throughout the whole process.
Yeah, and what we've just launched with you guys is we did live in-person training with Nate on your first group of hires.
Yeah.
But what's great about this platform is that now every person you hire subsequently will really virtually get that same training and go through those same exams so that they know that they've learned and absorbed that content and are ready to go out and be a part of your team, creating a safe, fun, clean park. So we're excited to talk more about SUMBA here in the future.
Finally talk about the girlfriend we've been hiding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's consistent. So regardless if I'm checking it or if Shai's checking it or if our manager's checking it, it's going to be a consistent process. We know that every single aspect of it's being checked, and the training, nothing's being missed at that point either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
you document that training, you document the inspections, incident reports are all right there. It's not paper-based, so you're not having to file it away or scan it away. It's all just in the cloud. It's, as existing park owners, you understand that the whole risk management side of our business is a challenge, and this platform has been designed from the ground up to address all of those issues. So we're excited about it.
Issues will come up. We already know issues will come up. It's how do we manage them is
That's right.
the get-go from it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta cover yourself in all regards. But I think just aesthetically, this place has character because it was an ice rink, and now you have all the puck dings in the wall. And I think that should be a challenge for every birthday party. See how many puck dings you can find.
There are a lot of puck dings.
And,
See it right there, man. That's crazy.
And it adds character to the place, and that's the most amazing thing about each individual park. Each individual park has character, just because it has similar features or whatever the case may be. But also the character comes from the ownership themselves. So it seems like you guys are rip-roaring and
Yep.
ready to go. You got your opening this weekend.
Hoping this weekend, yeah, absolutely.
So what kind of emotions are going through you on your second opening?
We're actually very excited about this park being a part of the East Cobb Marietta community. It's very exciting to bring something for the community itself, especially considering that there's not too many next generation trampoline parks in the area. Super excited to have all of the East Cobb schools come visit us, and we're looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Definitely, we're proud to be a part of East Cobb. We're all local. She lives 5 minutes away. I live 10, 15 minutes away from here, so definitely proud to be a part of this park.
It's a good office to come to every day, I tell you that much. You can scratch that gym membership. So, Scott, I think that we need to let these people get back to work because they are super busy.
Yeah, we've got training going on. We've got cleaning going on. We've got a lot of things to do over the next couple of days to get these guys going. So,
I'm about to jump on the zip line, though.
guys, thanks for your time. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank you.
it. We look forward to sharing this with our podcast community.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we can't wait to see what great things. And don't worry, everybody, we'll tell you more about SUMBA later on. But for right now, we are saying thank you for stopping by Tuesday Town Hall. We'll be back next week with even more surprises, but we want to thank our very special guest today out here in East Cobb, Marietta, Georgia. So thank you. Goodbye, everybody, and we'll talk to you very soon.